Welcome. Welcome. This is the topic I want to talk about today. Um, Also, for the people that don't like the ums or the pauses or the stuttering, you can honestly just go click on another fucking video because that's just how it's going to be. Civil lawsuit filed for repeated sexual abuse for a boy by his Jehovah's Witness Bible study teacher. Wow. I bet he was alone with the boy because, they're conducting a Bible study. The Holy Spirit will protect him. He won't molest that boy. Chicago, February 16th, 2026. In what can only be described as a traumatic and ironic indifference to the safety of a child, more than 100 incidents of sexual abuse of a teenage boy by his Bible study instructor were allowed to take place. 100? He molested him, sexually abused him 100 times? Bro, cut his fucking hands off. Holy shit, man. More than 100 incidents of sexual abuse of a teenage boy by his Bible study instructor were allowed to take place because of the actions and inactions of Jehovah's Witnesses church leaders. Let me guess. They directed the boy to not go to the authorities. Jehovah in his almighty Holy Spirit will save the boy and protect the boy, and Jehovah's justice will be there. That kid got fucking lied to. Details of this life-changing trauma are outlined in a new civil lawsuit filed in Georgia by, I guess this is a lawyer, Romanucci in Blandon. I guess I said that right. A nationally recognized civil rights trial firm to hold all those responsible accountable for their actions. The abuse took place between August 2019 and January 2022, beginning when the child was in the 7th grade. The only thing I can say about this is this happened to me in a different way, but also if it was allowed to go on for that long, for this, I mean, look at this, for this fucking long, it has to be because of the Jehovah's Witnesses' shining reputation that they do nothing wrong. They're clean people. I guess in order to be a clean, organized religion and remain spiritually clean, it's okay to just brush all the sexual abuse under the rug. Because nothing's more important than protecting Jehovah's image. Fuck you, Watchtower. Church and organization leaders failed to take responsibility, as they normally do. I don't think it should be failed to take responsibility, because if you fail to do something, it just doesn't happen, right? It just doesn't happen. If you failed to do a task correctly, maybe you made a mistake. Maybe something during that whole thing was just not right. Okay? So you failed at a task. Watchtower does not fail at their tasks. They actively fight against what the law requires them to do. They actively fight against what the law requires them to do. And they say that they have to because their religion requires it, so no one can tell them any different. This is the damage that Watchtower does to children. This person will be damaged for a very long time in his life, or their life, and who knows? This is how Watchtower goes in and just sucks the future away from children. They really do. It is so disgusting. And they do it on the basis of, well, this is this is Jehovah giving him his Holy Spirit. No, it's not. And I've literally heard it called that before. This is how pedophiles defend their actions that they do to minors, to children. This is a disgusting thing, and it needs to be investigated so bad. Church and organization leaders fail to take responsible steps or to implement reasonable safeguards to avoid acts of childhood sexual abuse. Of course, they implement the abuse. They want the abuse to be there, because believe it or not, and I'm just going to say this frankly, I'm not making fun of this situation, because it is a disgusting situation. I'm telling you what I have heard, what I have seen done inside the church, inside of the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, and they literally say, "Oh, that's not bad. We're just doing that to keep them in the truth when they get older." This is how Watchtower sucks the future away from children with their abuse. There's no telling how many decades he's going to be stuck in some fucked up thing that Watchtower put him to do because of the sexual abuse. They want you to get stuck. They want you to they want to confuse you in any way that they can, because that allows them to control you in the future. It is a disgusting thing. Case background: the plaintiff, whose identity is being protected and will be identified as John Doe. This is so important. And the perpetrator, Lorenzo Davis, attended the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses in Cordelia, Georgia. The complainant alleges dry mouth. The complaint alleges that the defendants, through the elders of the Kingdom Hall in Cordelia, permitted Davis to be a Bible study teacher. When it says that through the elders of the Kingdom Hall do not tell the people that have children in the Kingdom Hall who's a pedophile and who's not. They actively hide it. They hide it to protect him, because everyone deserves Jehovah's mercy. So they do this to protect him. The elders do not run background checks on the people that they set out to have Bible studies with other people. If it's a minor, even better. Even better. Hey, maybe if we study with this kid will tell his family, and his family will start studying, and they all come to the Kingdom Hall, and no one's gonna notice anything bad going on. This is the shit that they fucking do. They don't do background checks on the people that they have to go out to give Bible studies. And they look at giving Bible studies as like a job. It's part of their preaching work. It is part of their preaching work. And the preaching work, from a pioneer standpoint, is looked at as having a second 40-hour a week secular job. Because of all the time that they want people out there studying, all the time that they want people out there preaching and trying to pull people into their cult. It is a disgusting thing that they do not do background checks on people. In or about August 2019, Davis was assigned to provide individual Bible study instructions to the plaintiff, which Davis conducted alone with the boy. Several months later, in March 2020, the defendant and the elders in the Cordelia congregation ended all in-person contact, including Bible study instructor, due to COVID-19 pandemic. However, despite this directive, Davis continued to conduct in-person Bible studies with the plaintiff on or around February 2nd, 2022, when the plaintiff reported the sexual abuse to law enforcement authorities. because he managed to be able to get a grip, get away from the grip of this disgusting person. The complainant alleges upon information and belief that the defendant church organizations as well as the elders of the Cordalia congregation were aware of Davis' in-person meeting with the plaintiff during the time they were prohibited and nevertheless allowed the meeting to continue. As well as what in the fuck? The complaint alleges upon information and belief that the defendant church organizations as well as the elders of the Cordalia congregation were aware of Davis's in-person meeting with the plaintiff during the time they were prohibited and nevertheless allowed the meetings to continue. Don't worry, I won't give this child COVID-19. I have Jehovah's Spirit. I'm saying it like this because this is how they act in their fucking videos. It's so fucking stupid. So they knew that this person was going to see him when it was basically illegal. You shouldn't be around people. You should have stayed in your house. You should have fucking stayed quarantined. But he had to keep it secret, so he had to keep on going back there and making sure that his little secret that he likes to diddle kids would not get out. Fucking disgusting. Between August 2019 and January 2022, Davis sexually abused the child in more than 100 times. Cut his fucking hands off. Cut his hands off, man. Fuck this guy. Cut his hands off and fucking castrate him. The boy suffered physical injuries from the abuse. Are you kidding me? How does this happen where people allow their children to be alone with somebody because he's from a church? He was sent by God. He's safe. We the elders have seen this man and he is protected by the Holy Spirit. Nothing he does is bad. Fuck the elders. They allow this shit to happen. This is disgusting. The boy suffered physical injuries from this abuse. The abuse took place at multiple locations. So he had to move him around so he could diddle him some more because maybe a couple of times it was a close call and, he almost got caught. He had to go pray to Jehovah to figure out which other locations he could abuse the boy in. The abuse took place at multiple locations, including at the boy's home. At Davis home, so he took him to his house, and in Davis' car/truck. So he just couldn't keep his hands off of him. The scope of Davis' relationship with the boy expanded, and Davis took the child to receive his regular allergy shots. When the boy's mother was at work, and many instances of abuse took place during those times. Maybe he thought he wouldn't be caught because he was filling in a step for as a parent or as a legal guardian during the time. I know that he's not a legal guardian or wasn't, but he was taking the kids to get his shots and stuff. I mean, that's stuff that like parents do with their kids. I feel like anything that involves a doctor is pretty important. A parent should like be there. I mean, they just fucking give him all access. What the fuck? As is common in sexual abuse, the abuser groomed the boy. Jehovah's Witnesses love to groom children. They love to groom children because their brain is wired and programmed to say, well, we're ensuring that he has the Holy Spirit and protection, and he stays in the organization in the future. That's what they told me when they were doing this shit. Disgusting motherfuckers. Instructing him not to tell anyone about the abuse, Davis used the trust, position, and authority he had as a fellow member, volunteer, and idle teacher of the religious facilities in the Cordelic congregation. This is what they do. This is what they do, because the elders, when it's true that there's a system you have to go through. So when you're an unbaptized publisher, you can do a little bit, but they really want you to be baptized, even though they don't do any background checks. They don't care. It's just so their numbers will look like they're not falling when they actually are. And the trust and position and authority, it sounds like that he was just a regular person or a regular brother or something. But why give a regular person this much trust, position, and authority? Did the mother ever meet, or did the parents ever meet the elders or something? And the elders were talking how good, because the elders are congregation leaders, are talking how good this person is and how much he does for the congregation or whatever. I mean, come the fuck on. You have to be goddamn blind. You have to be goddamn blind to allow a person that does this to people to go out and preach. And then they claim that, oh, Jehovah's organization is safe. It's the safest organization around, and we're always making sure that our congregation members are safe. Safety is a top priority, when really the only top priority, and they go and announce this to everyone out in the open, the only top priority that they have is making sure that Jehovah's name is not blemished when they allow shit like this to happen. As is common in sexual abuse, the abuser groomed the boy, instructing him not to tell anyone about the abuse. I mean, so the boy had to, this had to be terrifying for the child too, right? Because this person that got in looked like he had the authority and just to go ahead, all green lights, unstoppable, because he's doing this for the preaching work. So he could just do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And this kid goes from meeting this guy probably out on the street, or I don't know, maybe he did meet him at his home or whatever, at preaching. The abuse started, and then he got into a position where he could take the child to a doctor's appointment for allergy shots. How in the fuck does this shit happen? These incidents collectively point to systematic dismissal of warnings and potential protective interventions, revealing a troubling pattern of institutional behavior that prioritizes organizational image over individual safety. Absolutely. This is all that Watchtower does. They try and brush everything under the rug. They're always up there brushing off all the dirt and grime that they get from all the fucking pedophiles they allow inside their organization, trying to brush that off on jw.org, so that way they can just, they can really make sure that Jehovah's image is always clean. Jehovah's Witnesses have just turned into a fucking cesspool, honestly, because if you know, you fucking know, because people like me fucking tell you, Watchtower, Jehovah's Witness Bible Tract Society, Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses. They fucking tell you that you have a pedophile problem. And, oh, no, we don't. You're just apostates. You're Satan's workers. We don't have that problem. And then shit like this happens when everyone is trying to tell you do fucking background checks because you're doing a public service for others by preaching. You're allowing this to seep into the public. You're allowing harm to seep into the public because you're so fucking stupid and too goddamn, I don't know what the fuck to even call it. I guess fucking retarded. You're too goddamn retarded to sit there and do background checks on people that you allow to preach. What the fuck is wrong with you? Criminal investigation and prosecution. On or around February 2nd, 2022, the plaintiff reported this abuse to local authorities. Good. And on or around February 3rd, 2022, investigations from the Chris County Sheriff's Office interviewed Davis. During the interview, Davis admitted to sexually abusing the plaintiff. On or around February 21, 2022, the grand jury of the Chris County, Georgia, returned an indictment charging Davis with 3 counts of aggravated child molestation, and he was ordered to have no contact with the boy. However, during that period, leaders permitted Davis to attend religious service online via Zoom, during which the boy was also present, despite concerns raised by the boy's mother. Watchtower does not, and I say Watchtower because the elders do whatever the fuck. The elders are just fucking bots. They're just fucking bots that Watchtower programs. That's all that they are. They don't have fucking common sense. They don't have common sense to fucking protect anybody. Of course he was allowed. Because everyone deserves Jehovah's mercy. Except for the kids that get fucking molested. You never show them any mercy, Watchtower. You never show them any mercy. You don't care about how the children feel. You don't care about how victims feel. You don't care about how their family feels about what you do. It's, oh, well, they have no say whatsoever in that because this person has the protection of Jehovah's mercy. He was repentant. Cut his fucking hands off! Stupid motherfuckers. On or around March 14, 2024, Davis pleaded guilty to 2 counts of aggravated child molestation and was sentenced to 60 years imprisonment. Good. I hope he's someone's girlfriend. I hope someone is fucking railing him every fucking day. Make it bleed. The first 27 years to be served in confinement, David was also required to register as a sex offender pursuant to the Georgia Sexual Offender Registry Act. Good. Fucking stupid, man. How abused this child had to be because of Watchtower's bullshit. And no, I'm not sitting over here saying that Jehovah's Witnesses shouldn't have the right to practice their religion because of that. All you need to do is a simple background check. That's it. Do a simple background check on these people. I bet you something else. I bet you there's been other things with this person, other things where he may have had issues with this type of thing. I mean, this is absolutely horrific. This is horrific. This is absolutely just and the fact that this sicko got the chance to and took it to fill in a position for a parent. So he took this and ran with it for almost, or for like, I don't know, 2.5 years, something like that. He took this position and ran with it. Why? Because he had the protection of Jehovah's Holy Spirit. And I'm going to keep on saying that, and I don't give a fuck if any of you don't like it. Fuck every motherfucker in Watchtower. Every motherfucker that's a Jehovah's Witness that allows this shit. Fuck them.